Everyone could stand to be a little more flexible in their chests. No question about that. We store so much of our emotional stress in our chests, as well as our physical stress. This lesson will give you some patterns that you could do in sitting that will help with primarily thoracic extension, but also a little bit with the twisting and the side bending. If you're more comfortable, you could do this with your arms resting on a table. I'm going to do this pattern like so for most of the lesson. So you could have your elbows on the counter if you wanted to. But if you're to do that, see if you could be light in the arms, right? So don't lean into the table or the surface that you're on. Feel that the bottom of yourself is heavy and the top is light. So gently, you can bring your hands like so and place them under your chin. So you're extending the back a little bit. Eyes on the horizon. If it's too comfortable to get your eyes on the horizon, you could be looking down a little bit. And just imagine that you've got a couple train tracks, rails that are extending out in front of you, and your elbows are going to just move forward on the track. Right? The track is horizontal to the ground, so you're not on a roller coaster going down or up. So you're just going forward from the side. It looks like this. I'm going to feel initially my attention on my elbows. I'm just going to slide my elbows forward. And I feel as my elbows go forward, there's a little bit of opening in the shoulder joint and the armpit. And you feel perhaps a little bit of stress in your shoulders if you've got any shoulder rotator cuff issues, in which case just kind of ease up and don't work with it in such a constrained position. You could do easier with the arms lower. You feel movement in the armpits, collarbones, shoulder blades. But primarily what you feel is the ribs and the middle back, lengthening in the front, shortening in the back. The back muscles are contracting most likely too, as the weight goes forward into your legs. Take a rest. Shake it out. Bring your hands back under the chin. Now imagine that the track is going to start to curve off to your right. So as you come forward, you'll just start to go a little bit to the right. So there's a little turning that occurs. Just a little turning, and the turning you can feel, there's some turning in the pelvis, turning in the lower back, your middle back. Feel one shoulder blade going further away from the spine. Anything else that you notice? Go the other direction. And just do only what's easy. This is a little more challenging of an exercise, but you can notice, that that's about as far as I can go before I start to effort too much or strain. So just do a little bit. If I wanted to, I could really start to go further out to the side, but we're going to stick more just to the really easier range for now. Going to relax a little bit. So now I'm going to imagine there's a paint canvas in front of me. And as I'm in this position, my elbows are the paintbrush. So I have two paintbrushes, canvas is in front of me. And I'm just going to start to do two small circles. Being mindful that I'm not really crunching and shortening the back of my neck. Most of the movement I feel is coming from my middle back. Do 3 or 4 times and change direction. Just do really small circles. Feel as if the circle could come from around you and below. Your legs are heavy. You feel the legs, the feet, the hips, the pelvis. You don't need to use your arm strength so much to make these circles. Change direction again. Good, and rest. Bring one hand under the chin. Now you have the railroad track. It's just one rail. You're just going to go forward with the one rail. I've got my left elbow going forward. Now I'm going to imagine I have a paintbrush below my elbow here. The canvas is below my arm, or perhaps it's just a rag between my arm and an imaginary surface. And I'm going to start to create a circle or polish the surface in a circular pattern. Change direction. Moving as if you're being led by the elbow and the body follows the elbow. Change direction. Now moving as if the whole body is moving the elbow. Switch hands. Just go right into the circles. Change directions. Good. Now go forward on the rail and then go up off of the rail and go backwards, down, and then back onto the rail forward. So you're making a circle in the sagittal plane, right? So in this vertical plane, like you're tracing a bicycle wheel. And feel you use the whole back to organize the movement. Change direction. Feel the pelvis. It's like an undulation that occurs in the spine if you're going to make a circle. Change arms and just go right back into that same circle. You could try doing it with 2 arms, but it's a little more difficult. So I wouldn't encourage you to do it right away, especially if you have any back pain or history of back pain. Right? So but it would just be the same basic pattern. You could give this a shot if you do really small circles. So you can do circles in 3 basic ways. In the sagittal plane, or you have the horizontal plane. And if the brush is in front of you, right, that would be the coronal plane. So all of them are going to get the spine and the ribs and all the joints moving in ways that you probably are not habitually moving. You don't have to go fast. You don't have to do a lot of repetitions. The slower, the less effort you do, the better off you're going to be. But having the opportunity to consciously feel and explore some of these different movements will give you a better sense of yourself. Stand up, feel the difference, walk around, notice what you notice for a few minutes, and just go ahead and get back to your day.